Hello and welcome to my channel on YouTube. I will be in my channel. I will be dealing with the anthropology syllabus of UPSC CSE mains. Well, in anthropology UPSC CSE mains, there are two papers, paper 1 and paper 2 as well. Now, paper 1 is all about general anthropology. Paper 2 is India specific. So first we would like to start with paper 1. So before starting to study anything, you need to know what is actually there in the syllabus, right? So the paper 1 syllabus can broadly be divided into the following topics. I would suggest you to have a copy of the syllabus in front of you right now, because unless you are thorough with the syllabus, it would be very difficult to understand things, right? So the paper 1 syllabus can be divided into following topics. First one is introduction, socio-cultural anthropology, research, applications. Second one is biological anthropology, also sometimes called physical anthropology. Then there is archaeological anthropology, and then the last one is linguistic anthropology. Okay, these are the broad divisions. By dividing your syllabus into various parts, you can study it properly. It helps you compartmentalize the syllabus better. Okay, now so the first division was introduction and socio-cultural part of anthropology, right? So introduction, that is topic number 1, meaning, scope and development of anthropology, relationship of anthropology with other disciplines, main branches of anthropology, etc. Then in socio-cultural part, there are topics like culture, society, marriage. This starts from topic number 2.1 and goes on till topic number 5, that is religion. 2.1, topic number 2.1 to topic number 5. This was 1.1 to 1.3. Then after 5, you will see the sixth topic is anthropological theories. Now, anthropological theories is also a part of socio-cultural anthropology, where various anthropologists and thinkers have given their theories. Okay. Then there is research methods in anthropology. Research methods in anthropology is topic number 8 of paper 1. Then comes the application part of anthropology. The applications is covered in topic number 12 of the syllabus of paper 1, right? So this was broadly introduction and socio-cultural part. Now what you will notice in the syllabus is that after topics from 1.1 to 1.3, the next topic from social cultural part was from 2.1. Okay, it wasn't like 1.4, 1.5. That is covered in biological anthropology part of the syllabus. Now, biological anthropology, also known as physical anthropology, broadly covers these topics. The first one is primates. Primates is topic number 1.5 of paper 1. Then comes human evolution, which is topic number 1.4. Human evolution and emergence of man. In that, the topics which are covered are biological and cultural factors, theories of evolution. And then the most important part of the biological anthropology are these topics. Not only one topic, there are various topics in this: cell, DNA structure, human genetics, etc., etc. Now, let me tell you, these are not at all difficult. Even I have not studied biology as a subject after class 10. So, if I can understand, so can everybody else, right? And then let us move on to archaeological anthropology. Now, archaeological anthropology, okay, in the previous slide, let me go back to the previous one. Yes, the biological anthropology was covering topics from paper 1. If you have the syllabus in front of you, you can see it covers topic number 1.4, then 1.5, And then you can go on to topic number 1.7. 1.6 is not a part of this. And then after this, all the other topics after this are from the socio-cultural part. Then directly we move on to topic number 9.1, which is human genetics. From 9.1 to 11.3, all these topics are a part of biological or physical anthropology. Now let's move on to the next. The next one is archaeological anthropology. Now, well, archaeological anthropology is not a large part of the syllabus. It contains very few topics, that like 1.6. 1.6 is phylogenetic status, characteristics and geographical distribution of the following. Now, the following means various, the names which are given to you in the syllabus. Those are various hominids. Then dating methods. The dating methods means 1.8a. Dating methods, chronology, relative and absolute dating methods, etc. Then 1.8b is prehistoric cultures. Broad outlines of prehistoric cultures. After archaeological anthropology, there is another part called linguistic anthropology. Now, linguistic anthropology is a still smaller part of the syllabus. It is even smaller than the previous one, archaeological anthropology. It contains just topic number 7 from paper 1, which is culture, language and communication, nature, origin and characteristics of language, etc. etc. Now, when we are done with understanding the syllabus, I would suggest you to take a look at the syllabus yourself. Be very thorough with the syllabus, because unless we are thorough with the syllabus, unless we know what is there in the syllabus, what are the topics which are to be studied by us, it would be very difficult to understand it, right? So read the syllabus for yourself first and be very thorough with the syllabus. After this, what we can do is, there are two ways of studying anthropology. There are the two big divisions of paper 1 were the biological part or the socio-cultural part, right? So there are two ways while you can see what we can start. Either start the socio-cultural part first or start the biological part first. What worked for me, what has worked for me rather, is starting with the biological part, because I was completely out of touch with biology after my class 10. It took me a lot of time to study the basics of biology from scratch. So what worked for me was starting with the biological part. If you are thorough with basics of biology, like what is a cell, what is a DNA, what are genes, mutation, chromosomes, etc., you can very well start with the socio-cultural part. Some people prefer the socio-cultural part. Now, if you are starting with the socio-cultural part first, even in socio-cultural part, there are two ways to start. Either start with theories and thinkers first, which is topic number 6 of anthropology, or directly start with the topics like what is culture, what is society, what is marriage, family, kinship, religion, etc. I would not suggest starting with anthropological theories, because at times it can get a bit overwhelming. In any subject, the theories part does get a bit overwhelming, so it is better to start with some interesting part of the syllabus, right? So in my videos, I will be starting with the biology part first, and in the biology part, I will be starting with the very basics, like what is the cell, what is the structure of the cell, DNA structure, etc., etc., genetics, mutation, and all such topics. Okay. Now, there are various sources from which we can study anthropology. Okay, we are not just studying anthropology here, right? We are studying anthropology from the point of the CSE mains examination perspective. We cannot go on doing PhD in any topic. So, we have to follow very limited sources. For biological part, I have found this book called Peenath to be very good. There are parts in the book which you may not like very much, but then those things can always be covered from the internet. For overall view of the syllabus, for overall topics, Ember and Ember is the most comprehensive. book which is out there. Okay. And then for socio-cultural parts, there are books Majumdar and Madan and N.K. Vaid. This book Upadhyay and Pandey is very good for covering the theories topic. So in my next video, I'll be starting with the biology part of the syllabus. Okay, before starting with biology, first we'll learn about the introduction to anthropology. What is anthropology? What are the branches of anthropology? How is anthropology different from other disciplines? After that, I'll move on to cell, DNA structure, genetics, etc. topics. Alright, so that is it for today. Have a nice day. Start studying well and go through with the syllabus. Thank you.